In a world filled with unique foods, some are truly incredible edibles. That's strong old cheese with worms. Oh, one of the most beautiful fish on the planet. That's stunning. What sets the bar? It all depends on where you go.
We eat it alive.
Oh, you are a champ. And what you do to get it. Hey! Right there! Sometimes it's the incredible skill that's required to create it.
And then we light it.
I'd pay $750 for that. They're foods that you experience once in a lifetime. I'm Andrew Zimmern, and this is Bizarre Foods. I tell stories about culture through food. Now, some of those foods may seem unusual to an American TV audience, but they're really ordinary, everyday eating for the people whose lives we're sharing. Every now and then, we get the chance to try something truly extraordinary. Hard to find, challenging to make, found at one particular time or only in a unique place. In a peat bog just outside of Dublin, Ireland, they're digging up foods that are truly one of a kind. This is the work of the ancients, digging deep into an Irish bog, pulling up earthy chunks of thousand-year-old fuel. It's also a full-contact sport.
Whoa.
What are you watching?
Welcome to my childhood.
Sculptor Connor Lane and his father Morris have been working with acclaimed chef Kevin Thornton since 2011. Today, they're going to introduce me to an ingredient that I'd never expect. Then again, it seems the bog is full of things you'd never expect. This is an oak tree, felled 3,000 years ago in the Kildare Bog. Over that time, a gentle acid in the soil turned the wood into jet black carbon. Back at the trailer he inhabits on the edge of the bog, Connor transforms this rare material into amazing pieces of sculptural art.
It's just, I love this stuff, the feel of it, the tactile quality of it.
Yeah. And it's your connection to the ancient world.
Yeah, and our ancestors.
Littered among the stunning sculptures in Connor's yard are dried pieces of oak, reserved solely for Kevin. Earthy, bitter, Kevin infuses them in sauces, or smoke, or whiskey. For Connor, finding a piece of bog oak like this can take months or years. Finding something like this can take a lifetime. For 18 years, a piece of ancient history sat in Morris Lane's freezer.
Oh, come on.
Smell it.
That's butter.
Wow. Amazing. Wow.
Thousands of years ago, the people living in this part of Ireland churned butter, wrapped it in hay, and buried it in the bog. Exactly why? Nobody knows. In the summer of 1993, Morris discovered his first sample while cutting peat in the bog. That piece went to the Natural History Museum in Dublin for study. In 1996, he discovered a second sample. That piece stayed here in Morris's freezer.
Can I cut into it? Just a tiny bit.
Just like the bog oak in Connor's yard, this piece of history was dated at 3,000 years old by historians in Dublin. It's something only Morris and Connor have tasted. Until now.
It's just that it's different. And it's when it turns as a cross between fermentation and rancid.
Well, yeah, there's spoilage and a lot of funk in there. A very strong fermented flavor. Yeah. Spoiled, corpse-ish. Yeah. I mean, there's really a crazy moldy finish to this.
Yeah.
I'm still in shock that I'm actually tasting and playing with 3,000-year-old butter.
Kevin and I took a small sample back to Thornton's. Now that's his 2 Michelin-starred restaurant in Dublin, which now has the added distinction of cooking with one of the oldest ingredients in the world. Today, those ingredients include butter and oak, ripped from the Bronze Age, and a pair of County Wicklow pigeons, aged for 10 days in a bed of roasted Irish hay. These pigeons will provide the vehicle for our bog butter, applied lightly to the skin and the pan.
Wow, gorgeous. That butter is essentially just disappearing and aromatizing that bird too. No fat.
No fat whatsoever, huh?
That's one curveball I didn't see coming. Here's another. courtesy of Connor's hand-harvested bog oak.
So we'll mix it with turf.
It's like a smoky fungus.
Yeah.
Bog oak, rosewood, and a few chunks of that boggy fuel we tossed around this morning are loaded into Kevin's high-tech glorified kitchen bong and readied for liftoff.
So we leave this, and it's usually about 45 seconds.
A quick flambe of Kevin's homemade bog oak whiskey imparts a touch more flavor. A sauce of veal stock infused with even more bog oak finishes the job. Anchoring it all is that resplendent bog butter.
So you get a slight sweetness from it, and you know the weird thing is that the bitterness from this morning is gone completely.
You could smell. It's not even present.
Yeah.
The cheesiness of this morning is not present. No, it's beautiful.
I think we have the most magical things here, and any place else, and that's what makes us unique, you know?
Bringing food that's rare, rustic, and wild into an elegant fine dining establishment is what these world-class restaurants are all about. One of the rarest and strangest foods on earth is casu marzu, cheese that's flavored and softened by the swarms of maggots that infest the wheels. Sardinia is famous for it, illegal now, and found only by searching door to door in shepherd's huts in the mountains. You'll also find it in the elegant city of Granada, Nicaragua, served in the celebrated restaurant Casa San Francisco. Thanks for inviting me to dinner.
Our pleasure.
Manager Dana Remedios and tourism official Gloria Ordonez wanted to show off the culinary artistry of Octavio Gomez, one of Nicaragua's most renowned chefs. And right now, Octavio is preparing a cheese and fruit plate featuring an incredibly rare delicacy.
Y con un vinagre de banano para darle un sabor.
That's strong old cheese with worms, and I'm assuming they're little maggots.
That's right. They're about the size of a grain of rice.
Oh, I can see some of them. This is no gimmick. Having maggots chewing up the cheese gives it a soft texture and a unique taste. And the smell? Whew, it's memorable. And I will tell you, the aroma that's wafting up from it is fairly strong. This makes Limburger cheese kind of smell like lilies of the valley. Nicaragua is one of the only places on earth where you can find this kind of cheese. And even here, it's rare. Chef Octavio, always up for experimenting with local foods, just had it brought in from the remote northern region of Pentasma. So it's a new dish at the Casa San Francisco. There's literally thousands of them inside this cheese. It's just hard to show you white on white here with our video cameras. The maggots are the larvae of a small fly that lays its eggs in the milk, and that milk gets turned into cheese. This is another gourmet dish born out of necessity. In hard times, people had to eat what they thought was spoiled cheese, and they actually developed a taste for it. Well, some people did anyway. That's good.
Is it good?
It's really, really good. It's extremely soft. It's almost like overly ripe camembert. It smells a lot stronger than it tastes.
They wouldn't serve it to you if it wasn't delicious, and I absolutely
Well, of course
take
not.
your word on that.
Dude, you gotta eat some. Look at that.
Okay.
I think you're gonna be really shocked at how yummy it is. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, stop. Oh, no.
Oh yeah, there they all
Oh,
are.
I can't believe I just ate that.
When you're trying for a one-of-a-kind food experience, timing is everything. Hey!
Yeah, there it is.
I see a grunion!
Wait, whoa.
Ah! Some of the world's most unique food experiences should come labeled for a limited time only. You've got to be in the right place at the right time to have a chance of getting a taste of them. Whoa! There's an impossibly rare fish found only a few nights a year and only along a small stretch of the Southern California coastline that includes LA's Venice Beach. Grunion are a fish so elusive, some people are convinced they don't even exist. It's no myth. From March to September, on nights when the tides are at their highest, the grunion come ashore to spawn. The females burrow into the sand to deposit their eggs. When a male finds a burrowed female, he excretes his sperm to fertilize them. It can all happen in less than a minute. It's legal to catch them during their bacchanalia as long as you only use your hands. Eddie Lynn and Valentino Herrera, LA food bloggers and hosts of the web series Kamikaze Kitchen, are old pros when it comes to catching grunion. It's late, it's freezing cold, and we have to be careful with our flashlights. Any light or loud noise at all will spook the grunion, and they'll opt for a quieter beach. Our spotters, Val and Andrew, have some auspicious news.
The birds are waiting.
The birds are waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good sign.
Grunion.
Yeah.
On the first night of the season, it may just be too cold for the grunion to run. Then, off in the distance, one of those watchful birds has found what it's looking for.
Hey!
Right there.
Grunion!
There they are. There's my sandal. I got my
That's a
sandal.
Close, but no grunion.
We had hands on a grunion. Son of a I saw the bird going after one, and I just ran where the bird was, but it's the first night. We saw grunion.
At the height of the grunion run, beaches will swarm with them. On the first night, you have to work a lot for a little.
Hey!
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
I see a grunion! Wow! Wait, whoa. I am so overwhelmed.
That's a beauty.
Wait till you eat it.
Valentino, our grunion whisperer, comes up with 2 more fish, bringing our tally to 5. Eddie arranged to cook up our catch back at the kitchen at Larry's for a post-midnight snack. The scarcity makes them special, but the cooking technique is vital. A quick dunk in milk and dredge in flour, and they're ready for the deep fryer. An extra 30 seconds or so in the oil will give the bones time to soften up. I like to eat them whole.
Cheers. Wow. They look good.
This is just delicious fish.
Tender, flaky.
Bright, saline, clean.
Clean, really clean. I wish we had more.
There are more days in the season.
Yes.
Tonight was night 1, right? We'll hit it again, but for a first night,
Right. Nice. Yeah. Not bad, guys.
Very nice.
for you. Food is only part of the pleasure of having great timing when sharing a unique meal. What's even more enjoyable is the camaraderie created by moments like these. At the legendary Seguso glassblowing factory on the island of Murano, across the lagoon from Venice, the workers celebrate Christmas among themselves with a meal of fresh eel from the lagoons cooked in the glass heating ovens. Antonio and his father Gino Seguso both run the business, and they graciously invited me into their world for the day.
Traditionally, we do a big table here, and before Christmas, we do dinner or maybe lunch.
And everyone in the factory is invited.
That's sweet. Yes, because this is a family. Yeah. I say that I spend more time with them instead of with my real family.
The recipe is simple: eel, bay leaf, and salt. Then roast for an hour, just long enough for a glass blowing lesson. It starts with a chunk of molten glass on a long hollow rod. It takes just a few small breaths to create an air pocket inside the glass. Some pieces, like goblets and vases, are shaped in a mold so they're more uniform, but really, no two pieces are exactly the same. The glass cools down quickly, so it has to be reheated every few minutes to stay pliable. It sometimes takes several artisans to bring the shapes to life.
Please blow as strong as you can. Keep going, keep going.
That's kind of a nice shot. I kind of like that. I call that a blue whale. It's one of my specialty pieces. I come here once a year and do something for European royalty. He gives me another shot.
Okay, go, 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 go. Come on, come on.
They were doing this same thing,
Yes.
right, 1,000 years ago.
Yes.
The curing ovens are set at 500 degrees Fahrenheit, so by now, the eel is roasted and crispy. To the eel, who gave his life.
Sounds good?
That's pretty good. Here's the thing. Eel is so fatty
Yes.
that it's perfectly suited to high temperature cooking.
Yes.
Salt, bay leaves, and all of those muddy, briny flavors of the lagoon. It's just incredible.
This is the best deal I've ever eaten in my life. This is fantastic. Every once in a while, you get a chance to eat a tangible piece of culinary history. And, you know, Christmas Eve at the glass-blowing shop in Murano, if you kind of squinted, it could be the 14th century. Really. Timing things right for a food experience isn't just about knowing the date on the calendar. To taste some kinds of food at their very best, you need to eat them as soon as they leave the water. It blooms in your mouth with sweetness. When people ask what's the most remote place we've ever visited for bizarre foods, the Faroe Islands is a pretty strong contender. It's just a few spits of land in the northernmost North Atlantic. Now, this is some of the coldest, most pristine water on Earth, and there's no other place to taste Europe's most popular crustacean at its exquisite best.
Marnie Simonson has been fishing here his entire life.
I'm very excited, and the crayfish that we're going to see today are the best in the world.
They are called langoustine.
Yeah.
So they, it's an insult to them if you call them crayfish.
Locally, Marnie runs Orca, a seafood export business based in the Faroese capital of Tórshavn. Globally, he's a living legend, keeper to some of the finest seafood on the planet. For over a decade, his shellfish has graced the tables of the world's best restaurants. Chefs spend years on his waiting list just to get a taste. Langoustines are cousins of the lobster. They make their home in the deep waters of the North Atlantic.
The langoustine is a guy that nobody has figured out, He can disappear very fast, and he can come back in great numbers.
Faroese fishermen like Jan Andersen have been catching them for decades. But it was Marnie who created the global market for langoustine, pioneering ways to ship them live to the far corners of the earth.
But from the surface of the bottom down to the rock, this particular 110 meters of mud. Yes.
Wow.
But this is the ideal environment for a langoustine to thrive.
Wow. And look at that.
Look. So this is a perfect specimen, you see?
Yep. Touchdown.
Out of the water, a langoustine begins to decompose and ammoniate almost immediately. Sampling them live at the peak of their freshness is something you can only do on the vessel that took them.
We eat it alive.
Oh, you are a champ. Marnie's pulling away the tail without damaging the flesh. Oh, okay. I know what to do now.
Do it very slowly and notice the full flavor.
You ready?
Yeah.
One of the best things I've ever put in my mouth. I'll tell you. Very, very salt watery at first and then incredibly sweet. The thing that I love the most is the texture of it. It's crisp. It's almost like melon.
And this crispiness, you will only find it here.
It's gorgeous.
Marnie's method of shipping langoustines alive remains one of the most tightly guarded secrets in the food world. That secrecy, coupled with those sublime tastes, have allowed him to market these babies at top dollar and limit his customer list to just 12 clients worldwide. Restaurants like Copenhagen's Noma, considered the planet's best. As a parting gift, Marnie's treating me to something most chefs only dream of. Langoustine liver, just seconds out of the sea.
That's foie gras de la langoustine.
Starts off bitter, and then the longer it's been away, the sweeter. It blooms in your mouth with sweetness. But you can see how tricky it is. We've pulled up 3 traps, and we've gotten 3 langoustines.
It's not usually a fishery where you get big numbers.
Right.
You have to take care of each one.
Very few people have the time, money, or most importantly, the opportunity to eat in such far-flung places. On days like that, I feel like I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Now, in Chicago, there's a seafood company that gets its hands on the very best fish almost as soon as they're caught, sent post-haste from every corner of the globe. To a casual visitor, the retail section of Supreme Lobster looks a lot like any other seafood store.
and your shrimp and your clams and your halibut and your flounder.
Right.
But through that door is the most sophisticated seafood operation in the country. On any given day, the wealth of the world's oceans arrives here from every corner of the planet. If somebody somewhere is fishing for it, a Chicago restaurant can get it here at Supreme.
Right now I've got Hawaii, Japan, New Zealand, Antarctica, Canada.
That's awesome.
I've got Europe in there.
Yeah.
We really utilize the hell out of O'Hare Airport.
Supreme Lobster is just minutes away from O'Hare Airport, for decades America's busiest. But making the most of the opportunities takes imagination, energy, and grit. Dominic Stramaglia has been a partner in this business since 1973.
How much product comes in here every month?
Over 1.5 million pounds a month.
Over 1.5 million pounds
A month.
Part of Supreme's success comes from an aggressive use of technology, ensuring quality from the moment seafood leaves the water.
You can monitor product even when boats are out at sea. You can monitor product as it's traveling to you.
With his grandson Jonathan, Dominic proudly shows how they track deliveries all around town. And technology allows Supreme to start negotiating for a day's fresh catch as soon as it's in the boat.
I mean, someone's always calling him from Japan, Australia, New Zealand, and saying, hey, do you want to try this? He looks it up, see, he calls the restaurants. Always the restaurants want to try it.
They want to try it, in hopes that something new can set them apart from the competition. Supreme's point man is Carl Galvin. His morning inventory walkthrough reads like a who's who of the global fishery all-stars.
It's a species of surgeonfish.
Look at that halibut.
Yellowfin tuna, filleted in the morning to be served tonight at the best restaurants in town.
Wow. You guys don't mess around. That's some great fish. It's insane.
There's fresh sturgeon from Siberia, snapper from New Zealand, and amazingly fresh uhu from the Hawaiian island of Molokai.
Oh, one of the most beautiful fish on the planet.
They come to me 24 hours after kill. So this was killed yesterday morning. It lands in Chicago at 8 a.m. and out to the chefs the same day.
This is one you almost never see outside of Australia, the jade tiger, whose sweetness and delicate texture make it the most prized abalone in the world.
It's extraordinary. The texture's incredible. I mean, you can actually you can bite through it.
You can taste the seawater almost.
But you can't do that with other abalone species.
Eating something pulled straight from the ocean or forest is one of the unique food experiences that requires getting as close as possible to your source. The opposite extreme is visiting one of the few places where they will spare absolutely no expense to create the most flamboyant food experience possible, whether it's a $1,000 ice cream sundae or a $750 cupcake. Right there is, I'd pay $750 for that. Among the world's unique food experiences, there are a few cases where nothing exceeds like excess. It happens in places where a whole culture is joyfully, unashamedly gaudy, glam, and garish. And the question in the kitchen becomes, how far over the top can we possibly go? Las Vegas screams excess. People come here to live large and experience things that really are only in Vegas. There's the appetizer that sells for $240. But this isn't a gaudy piece of showmanship. It's a handcrafted work of art created by famed Japanese chef Masa Takayama and using some of my favorite foods on the planet. Like freeze-dried caviar. I've seen a lot of stuff. I've yet to see anybody do this. The salty flavor of caviar, but with a crunchy texture. I just think that's the coolest idea. Real gold leaf flakes are pricey and glamorous, more for show than flavor, but there's plenty of flavor in the freshly grated wasabi and the toro, the highly prized delicate and fatty belly of wild bluefin tuna. To each piece, he adds a mound of golden Osetra caviar. It's one of the most expensive and prized caviars in the world. You could really get addicted to the idea of caviar with the roll because it obviates the need for soy sauce or anything else. Sometimes perfection is about finding the delicate balance of just a few exquisite ingredients. like the $750 cupcake from Olivier Dubreville's Pastry Kitchen at Sweet Surrender at the Palazzo. French pastry chef Johann Springenfeld uses vanilla caviar, which are the tiny seeds inside vanilla beans that are extracted by hand.
Very, very rich one.
The vanilla goes into a pastry cream that's mixed with shaved chocolate to make the ganache that is then layered with the cake. A chocolate dome is ringed with edible gold beads. He fills the chocolate dome with pastry cream, made with the vanilla caviar.
That right there is, I'd pay $750 for that.
The crowning touch on this creation is 1.5 ounces from a $13,000 bottle of Louis XIII cognac. And to hold the cognac, Johann uses melted isomalt sugar to create a miniature bottle shaped like Remy Martin's signature fleur-de-lis.
So here is a piece. And now the last part.
This is the cognac, liquid gold.
And it's done.
Wow. All right, so this comes out.
God, look at how gorgeous that is. Okay, well, great chocolate, great cooking. That vanilla is really special. That's beautiful. Very nicely done.
Thank you very much.
One city giving Vegas a run for its money for exuberant excess is Miami, Florida. At Prime 112 Restaurant in Miami, the over-the-top food experience is less about layering intricate little details and more about just laying things on thick.
In a town where the stiletto heels are higher and the sun shines brighter, you'll also find some of the most exquisite over-the-top food anywhere. This place is a carnivore's wet dream and the highest grossing restaurant per square foot in the country, serving simply prepared, big-ticket items. Like Japanese Wagyu beef at $30 an ounce.
Just a little bit of sea salt, cooked rare, just the way I like it. At this price, beef should gold rainbows all over your head. We'll see.
It's specially bred for intense marbling and unsaturated fat for flavor and texture.
In a food city known for presentation over substance, for hype over reality, I'd pay twice the price for this. That's stunning. It's like a pat of butter just disappearing into my throat.
Prime 112 is a favorite hangout for local celebs. That's if they're not down the street showing off at Red, the steakhouse, known for its star appeal and scenester-friendly landscape.
If you were not convinced before this that Miami truly is a city of excess, I give you Red.
A 64-ounce certified prime dry-aged Angus beef tomahawk ribeye, left on the bone to give it that Flintstone feeling. Price tag, $450.
Now this is big, and it may look like a dinosaur chop to you, but it is a beautiful steak. Size counts in Miami.
For a cool $299, you can be seen alongside a 6-foot Alaskan king crab.
This is sweet, it's succulent, it tastes of the ocean, it's very, very intense. This is what's worth the whole price of admission. For a different kind of unique eating experience, look for a food that's flourishing where you might least expect to find it. Iowa pigs being transformed into Italian prosciutto out on the prairie. Or cowboys in the Caribbean, herding and grilling a breed of cattle found only on one small island on the planet.
Kidneys that aren't from these cows taste like you're licking some third grader's biology lab experiment. This is the sweetest, least organy tasting kidney I've ever eaten.
On the island of St. Croix, not only do they have cowboys herding cattle, they're herding a breed that doesn't exist anywhere else on Earth.
Annalee Farms is a ranch that has been in operation for almost 100 years. They've produced their own breed of cattle, the Senepol.
Let me just tell you something. When all the cows are walking the way you want them to, this job is easy. And the minute one makes a jailbreak, it gets very difficult.
I'm working alongside guys who were born to this kind of life.
When people think of St. Croix, they don't really think of ranching, do they?
No.
Not too much. They think of more of the beaches and the weather.
It's like an arcade game. You have to just corral them.
Senepol are a cross between the African zebu and English cattle. They're bred for high heat tolerance, high fertility rates, and superbly nutty and sweet flavored meat. Most of the animals are sold here on the island as food.
This is the animal that we're going to eat right here, the one right in front.
Beautiful, 257.
257.
As St. Croix has been slowly built up and commercialized, the open spaces have become scarcer. The owner of Annalee Farms, Hans Lewitz, worries that this way of life may soon be gone.
And there's really nobody to take our place. I got these guys, this guy wants to take it over, but the land is so expensive.
Once the animals are weighed,
968.
They go onto a trailer, and then on to the only abattoir on the island of St. Croix. The meat from these cows will end up on sale back at Annalee Farms butcher shop. But nothing is wasted in this operation.
The liver, the heart, the tongue, and the rest of the offal is given to the cowboys and ranch hands for free. They don't have to pay for it. So this will be lunch.
While Nicholas butchers the meat that will be sold at the Annalee Farm shop, his dad cooks up a cowboy lunch St. Croix style. After getting a quick rub of herbs, garlic, and oil, the liver, heart, and kidney are ready to be grilled up.
I'm sorry, there was absolutely no waiting. Look at that, it's just so...
And what are you eating?
This is the heart.
That's the heart, that's right.
I mean, that looks like steak.
True.
That is a steak cut from the heart, and it's just delicious. The seasonings are fantastic on it. It's got that great sort of fresh, bloody flavor that I associate with heart.
Even the more familiar cuts of meat are something special.
All right, that's the kidney.
Yeah. Kidneys that aren't from these cows taste like you're licking some third grader's biology lab experiment. Tinny, metallic, off-putting flavors that you don't associate with meat. This is the sweetest, least organy tasting kidney I've ever eaten.
Very good, yeah.
It's remarkable.
Yep.
Thanks, cows.
You don't expect to find a cattle herd on the island of St. Croix. Finding pigs in a farm state like Iowa is about as surprising as finding sand at the beach. What one man in Iowa is making out of some of those pigs is more like finding diamonds in the rough. Look around Iowa and tell me, does anything here remind you of Italy? Yeah, I didn't think so. But step inside this bland cinder block building and you'll find 10,000 reasons to think you're in the land of artisanally cured meat. This massive operation grew out of the daydreams of Herb Eckhouse and his wife Kathy, two unreconstructed hippies who spent a few years wandering through Italy, fell in love with the food, especially the prosciutto, and came home to Iowa thinking, why not here? They started very small with lots of trial and error.
We had a double refrigerator in the garage, and then we moved the hams to the basement, and they aged in the basement.
Wow.
Guarded by the cat.
20 years later, after lots of hard, patient work, La Quercia is winning an international reputation as a supplier of the highest quality meat, with a flavor that only comes from Iowa.
Why Iowa?
This is where the pigs are. At the end of the day, it's 96% pork and 4% salt. The quality is so much determined by the quality of the meat, and we're very obsessive about that.
Sure.
And so here we can be close to the source.
Being obsessive means selecting only free-range pigs who've never seen the inside of a feedlot. Even in a state where they process over 90 million hogs a year, that's not as easy as it sounds.
When you start thinking about it, there's only 0.5% of the pork in the country that fits that description.
It gives me the willies thinking about that.
After scouring the region to find precisely the right pigs, making a product like prosciutto is just a matter of trimming, cleaning, salting, and deboning each ham, and then hanging them up to dry. Simple. But this job is kind of like playing Mozart. The simpler it is, the more you have to execute every detail perfectly. Herb models his factory on the seasonal patterns farm families followed for centuries when they cured meat.
He dries the meat in precisely controlled winter temperatures for about 2 months, then moves them through gradually warming springtime conditions. From there, the meats that become his top-of-the-line prosciutto get a shower and then go into hibernation.
So this is what I call long-term parking.
Right.
Okay, so this stuff's going to stay in here for at least 6 months.
Right.
And some of it will stay for 2 years.
Right.
What's really going to happen is, like cheese, enzymes are going to break down the proteins, and they're going to change the texture and the aroma and the flavor. And we're going to start with the Berkshire.
Okay.
Okay?
If you haven't heard of Berkshire pigs, it's because they're a rare breed, originally from England. And there are too few of them for mass pork production.
That's very mild.
Breeding this kind of rare pig can mean working for years with regional farmers. Tamworth is another variety you almost never get to taste in America.
Everything's the same.
Yep.
Except that it's a different breed.
Okay.
Very different.
To me, butterier, a little nuttier, and a much different taste on the back of the bite versus the front.
Right. For me, it's got
the back,
sweetness.
It's very woodsy. It is very sweet.
I can hear some of you saying, come on, it's just sliced ham. That meat from an acorn-fed Tamworth is a completely different experience.
See, that has that noble decay flavor that I love in the best Spanish hams. That's as good as any ham there is. When you go looking for one-of-a-kind food, there are very few places where they are creating flavor experiences that have literally never existed before and frankly may never exist again. How gorgeous is that? This is one of those dishes that you just really need to be alone with. Many of the really unique eating experiences can be about getting to some remote corner of the world and being there at just the right time. There's a new breed of food experience that can be harder to get into than many of the places we travel to. One-time pop-ups. Or Craig Thornton's secret experimental food theater at his Wolves Den in Los Angeles. Wannabe diners practically have to audition to get an invite.
For us, it's always trying to figure out the balance of out there and where it's also, you feel like you may have had it at some point sometime in your life, but you maybe have not had it the way that we're preparing it.
Then there's Next in Chicago, dedicated to continually reinventing itself.
Every restaurant adds new items to their menu. At Next, they create a whole new restaurant every 3 months. Paris, 1906, Thailand, Sicily, and an entire concept created around the theme of childhood. This kind of constant reinvention at the highest possible level doesn't come cheap. A meal at Next can range from $250 to over $700 per couple. Each new concept sells out the entire 3 months of reservations in minutes and are resold black market style online at up to 10 times face value.
There's a bold experimental nature to cuisine here. Diners in Chicago almost have come to expect this.
I don't know that if we would have opened anywhere else or at any other time that would have worked.
Next was the recent brainchild of the legendary chef Grant Achatz, whose other Chicago restaurant, Alinea, already went a long way towards redefining dining in America. At Next, Grant asked his longtime chef de cuisine, Dave Barron, to helm the kitchen and create the themes and the menus. That means during the 3 months Dave and his team are serving a taste of Sicily by night, by day, they're researching and planning menus for a taste of Japan. Like ayu, a fish seldom seen in American restaurants, if ever, delivered fresh from the seas of East Asia by our friends at Supreme Lobster. Playing with the ayu means grilling it right at the diner's table, or serving it salted, fried, dried, and shaped into something that looks ornamental.
Well, I was eyeing this because I love this kind of stuff. It is so sweet.
I've never been to a restaurant in the States that serves it.
No.
Not to say that people don't, but it's so uncommon that I feel like you have to showcase it.
Oh gosh, yeah. And it's such a special fish. While you can get it, you might as well. And this is the wasabi leaf?
Fun to play with. Delicate flavor to it.
Ooh. You get a great secondary
Just a little extra love in that.
Wow.
They opened as a Parisian-style eatery circa 1906, featuring the French classic pressed duck.
And then the fat and the juices and the blood from inside of the carcass are all going to get turned into this extraordinary sauce. Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
That's the duck.
Oh, it is all in the duck, too.
In fact, Dave only uses one variety of duck raised on just one farm in upstate New York.
We tried so many ducks with it, and they just weren't right. It was not bloody enough, not gamey enough, too chewy. We narrowed it down from 20 to 5, and then we re-blind tasted the 5 and picked this one. It was a long 2 weeks of eating duck.
For its childhood-themed iteration, Next created a dessert inspired by the memory of summer camp.
Campfire, bonfire.
The sweet potato logs are assembled on a shared plate and sprinkled with fire powder made with 190 proof grain alcohol.
Campfire's put on the table in the center, communal. Everyone sits around to finish, and then we light it. And then just let it burn off. When it's done, it tastes like a marshmallow.
Once the fire is out, the server adds the charred sweet potato to a plate of apricot puree, marshmallows, pecan streusel, and bourbon barrel ice cream.
How gorgeous is that? Oh. This is one of those dishes that you just really need to be alone with. That's a good thing.
There you go.
It's a good thing. Having the opportunity to taste so many different kinds of food is a gift and a privilege. In the end, it always comes back to the people. Whether it's men and women just working to earn a living, or artists whose medium is food, or just people doing something for the sheer fun of it. Even the most unique, one-of-a-kind foods are doing what all food has in common, bringing people together. So remember, if it looks good, eat it.